thing is, I was born brilliant, born bad, and a little bit mad.
Welcome, everybody. You are getting Lost in Plot, the show where we focus on story first, but not exclusively, across the mediums of film, television, video games, or really anything with a story. I'm Wade, that's my brother Jake, and today we have for you, Cruella. So let's go get lost in this plot. Fair warning, spoilers ahead. Here we go. Emma Stone stars in Disney's Cruella, which explores the early days of one of cinema's most notorious and notoriously fashionable villains, Cruella de Vil. Set in 1970s London amidst the punk rock revolution, the story follows young grifter Estella and reveals the series of events which cause her to embrace her wicked side and become the raucous and revenge-bent Cruella. Now, believe it or not, we're starting at Cruella's birth. Then we're killing some time in her formal years as a misunderstood youth before a tragedy forces her to become a street hoodlum. Eventually, she lands her dream job, a fashion designer for Baroness. But when it's revealed that Baroness murdered her mother with Dalmatians, you heard that right, that's all the excuse she needs to unleash her villainous, punk rock, fashion designing alter ego, Cruella. So Disney is at it again, another story where the villain is supposed to be the hero. Now, if your protagonist is beyond empathy, they better be damn interesting. And depending on your mileage, Cruella fails at both. She's a confused caricature of feminist empowerment and rebellious spirit and soulless ambition. She's supposed to be the character we love to hate. I mean, she literally kills puppies. A character trait this film completely misses, but that is our plot for Cruella. That's our plot. Her mother was murdered by Dalmatians. They pushed her off a cliff. They actually did that. I couldn't believe they did. They actually did that. Yo, and 101 Dalmatians, you love the Dalmatians. They're cute. They're fun. You're supposed to like them. They're everything that you would like. But we're right? Flipping They're it everything now. You want. Cruella's the hero. It's like, shame on you. Cruella had every reason to want to kill those puppies because they murdered her mother. How can we get you to hate those Dalmatians? I know. We'll kill her mom. Yeah, that one wasn't working for me as a story choice. You went for it, and it's bold. It didn't particularly work for me. I thought, in fact, the whole, here she is as a baby, and here she's a toddler in school, and now she's, orphaned. Why are we doing that? Why are we starting with her birth? I mean, I don't understand. That, to me, is just like, why is this when we're starting our story? It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, to me, the movie starts when we get to Emma Stone. Not when we're dealing with, little kid Cruella, but really Emma Stone. And it has to be said, Emma Stone, I think, might be the best actress working. She is awesome. And she really knocks this role out of the park. She just wasn't given a whole heck of a lot to work with, which is a credit to her talents. Yep. So who gave her so little to work with? Let's go find out who wrote this. So we've got Dana Fox and Tony McNamara as our two writers for this live-action origin story about Cruella. Okay. Let's start with Tony McNamara. He's got a few less credits than Dana Fox. Did you see The Favorite from 2018? No. Emma Stone starred in that one as well. Aristocratic lesbians is what I remember of it. Haven't seen it. You might go watch it now. Well, if there's aristocratic lesbians, what's not to like? Tony McNamara has also written another series. I think it's on Hulu or Amazon, The Greatness or something like that, which is kind of this irreverent comedy set in that same kind of British aristocratic, like Victorian type era thing? Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen it. I can't say too much about it, but that is Tony McNamara. Now, Dana Fox. Dana Fox has been around for a while, starting with The Wedding Date, going back to 2005, and then she's got a string of romantic... The Wedding Date. Is that the Adam Sandler movie? Is there an Adam Sandler movie called The Wedding Date? No. He's the wedding singer. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Yep. Well, what was The Wedding Date about? I don't remember.
I thought it was the one with Jennifer Lopez and Matthew McConaughey, but that's The Wedding Planner.
Ah.
So I suck at romantic comedies.
If
all
you've seen
lost.
The Wedding Date, tell us what it's about in the comments below.
So 2005, she did The Wedding Date. Jump ahead to 2016, 2019. We've got How to Be Single and Isn't It Romantic? One of those, maybe both of those, is with Rebel Wilson. I know that, but we haven't seen either of them.
No. We need some help. So if you have seen these things, please tell us about them.
So Dana Fox also worked on a Fox show, Ben and Kate. It's like a sitcom.
Oh, I
for a
saw
while.
Ben and Kate. I liked some of that.
But the names that we don't see on this list, and I feel like I should bring them up, is because what we're getting in this story is basically The Devil Wears Prada. Right? The Meryl Streep character.
I think they're fully aware of it,
and they knew
too.
that was the goal behind
yeah.
it. It's like, well, we'll tell Cruella's origin just like Devil Wears Prada. So they went and got Eileen Brosh McKenna, who wrote The Devil Wears Prada, and she gets a story credit on this.
Well, all right.
Yeah, I shit you not. The other one is Kelly Marcel.
All right.
And her husband. Mm-hmm. She wrote Saving Mr. Banks, so she's had a bit of a relationship with Disney in the past. And
love Saving Mr.
she's
Banks.
kind of the
Great
go-to
movie.
script doctor.
She's the fixer, the Disney
the fixer, if that's still a term.
Good for her and her husband.
So
Nice.
Kelly Marcel and Eileen Brosh McKenna come in with story credits, but Dana Fox and Tony McNamara were the ones actually writing the script for this one.
All right.
And we've got the favorite is the highest on this list at a 7.7 with the audience. Cruella comes in second at a 7.3. So
Okay.
the audience seems to like this one. We'll find out what we think about it.
We will find out, but first I've got some things to talk about in Breaking the Story. My one thing for Cruella is its completely busted character arc. The film sets up to show you how Estella, a likable hard-luck ragamuffin who dreams of being a fashion designer, falls into a descent of spiraling narcissism and megalomania to become the wicked woman who wants to skin puppies all so she can wear a fluffy coat. But Disney doesn't give us that. Because, see, they want you to like Cruella. And this is problematic, especially when you're doing a villain's arc, because it means you have to excuse all of the bad behavior that comes along the way. Why take her to task for the things that she's done when it'll just distract from the self-indulgent ego stunts and the narcissist wish fulfillment that is on offer here? And this is nowhere more apparent than one of her central relationships. This one with one of the two petty thieves that she falls in with when she's orphaned at the beginning of the movie. Now, here is a person who is kind to her. He takes her in when she has nowhere else to go. And he is responsible for her first big break in the fashion industry. Now, how does she reward him for all of that kindness? Well, she becomes more self-absorbed and detached until she's virtually in his face. And just when you think that the film might actually make her atone for all of her bad acts, it pulls a cop-out, where she sits down on the couch, looks at him and says, "You can't be mad, we're family." And he looks right back at her and he goes, "Oh, we are family. Let me wipe the shit off my face. Everything's fine now." Disney, what are you telling us here? That we can be toxic and abusive to our loved ones and they pretty much just have to suck it up because, well, they're family? Good luck taking that life lesson into the real world, kids. I don't think it's going to do you any favors. Certainly didn't do this film any favors.
No, it absolutely didn't. Yeah, I don't know who this film was speaking to.
I mean, if you're targeting teenage girls who are, as all teenagers are very much self-obsessed as they're trying to figure out who they are and their place in the world, and they want to kind of show off all their talents and they want to get recognition, so it's very egocentric. So I get that. And she's running around and there's hot music and there's all these outfits and everything and all that type of stuff. But ultimately, there's got to be something behind it. And this came off just more vapid and self-indulgent. And it was basically narcissist versus narcissist. And ultimately, Cruella basically displaces her mother and becomes her at the end of it. Right. It's like, oh, I can out-narcissist you, mother narcissist. And we're getting to some dark territory that's psychologically just bizarre. I mean, here you have this woman who's the ultimate narcissist who gives her child away. who basically tried to do away with her child once.
Tried to
Then
murder
she
her.
tries to murder her again in the midst of the film. Not once, but twice. And it's really dark territory. Psychologically, it's just strange. And it's lacking that type of moral.
Yeah.
Cruella could have atoned and could have basically said, you know what, buddy, I don't remember the guy's name. All right, he did a good job in the film. Both of the two petty thieves were excellent. All the acting was pretty good in this film. But she could have been like, you know what, I've been an ass. I've treated you terribly, and it's a mistake. I can't do this without my family. I need you back. And even if you want to make her sinister, I don't know, she's crossing her fingers at the same time she says it. Like she's lying. She knows she's assuming her alter ego. And that's the other thing. I think the film knew it had this problem, and that's why they had to basically split her and do this schism where it's just like, there's Estella, and then there's the alter ego, Cruella, right? Because you're basically telling two different arcs, and you didn't commit to the villain's arc.
No, they absolutely pulled a punch, because at the end of this film, when she gets rid of Baroness, this shouldn't be about revenge. This is more about, maybe it started as revenge, but by the end of this arc, it should just be about her ambition to just wipe out her mom the way her mom would do to her.
Yeah, I mean, you could have seen how she
But
sacrificed.
then we don't like her, and that's why they need to keep the revenge
But
storyline.
that's the problem. Why
But it doesn't
are
work.
you making a Cruella movie? I mean, that's the whole problem. I
Well-
mean, you could have seen, I saw the arc and I thought, oh, this might be interesting if they commit to it. All the great things that we like about Estella, she'll sacrifice in this vain pursuit for revenge and recognition and narcissism to the point where she's muted out all of her good qualities and become just this creature by the end of it.
And here's the thing. This is a notorious villain. This is someone she's known because we love to hate her.
Yeah.
She kills puppies. This is like textbook. The person you love to hate.
Yeah.
That's the whole hook about Cruella. And it's lost in this film. It's gone. I don't get to hate her.
No.
If I hate her, I'm made to feel bad for it because she's a rebel. She's a punk rock fashion designing rebel in London, man. And if you don't like that, then you're a son of a bitch.
Yeah, and ultimately, I think the film indulges more in the ideas of getting revenge and getting recognition. Like, okay.
More getting
great.
recognition by the end. That's really what it is. And
But
that's
then
why
it
she's
pisses
lost.
on her family, which was the core of it. And I really liked the interaction between her and the two petty thieves, the three of them. And it just pisses on that. In favor of this whole just like mother versus daughter ego battle, which just, even thinking about it now, it just makes me feel off and odd about the entire thing. And that's what they did with it. Is it fun at times? Yeah, it's really fun. There's great moments. There's amazing visuals. There's great music going on. There's fun stunts here and there. When she's basically the down and out fashion designer and she's the janitor who's cleaning the toilets, whoever the actor is who's like the jerk superior male boss, was hysterical.
With the hair,
and she had the slice of banana on her cheek. I laughed out loud at some of those moments. That was really well acted.
It was fun, but it wasn't necessary at all to the plot.
No.
But I'll tell you something. We talked about the credits for who wrote this. Do you know who directed it? Craig Gillespie. Do you know what he just did recently?
Tell me.
I, Tonya.
Oh, I loved I, Tonya.
That's right. That was his big one film that he just did recently, and now they brought him in to direct this.
Wow.
And I didn't have any fun with this. I had no fun whatsoever. I thought the music and the use of the pop music was obnoxious.
The Doors. They played The Doors.
And
Jim Morrison.
Obnoxious and oppressive. Like, I felt beat to death by that soundtrack. It's too much. It's like they were using all the pop songs to tell me, you should be feeling this at this point in our story. You should be feeling this. And I just felt like they were assaulting me with it.
Yeah, it felt like a big distraction.
Horrible.
And it cut you out of the story.
I hated it. I didn't have a good time.
Well, on that note, let's go to our next segment and find out whether or not Cruella is dead or alive. All right, we're back for Dead or Alive, so tell me, Cruella, is it dead or alive for you?
Well, I won't beat around the bush. I didn't like this at all. And in fact,
You
I
didn't
thought
like
to myself,
anything about it?
No.
Nothing redeeming for you?
No, honestly.
What about the 2 hour and 15-minute runtime?
No, I didn't like that either. Honestly, if I weren't reviewing it, this would have been a film that I got up and walked out on. I'm not even exaggerating that. I would have gotten up and walked the hell out because it annoyed the piss out of me.
Why? What
I
annoyed
didn't
you so
enjoy
much?
it Because it was a stupid story, and I hated the music beating me over the head every minute, and I knew it was going to happen, and none of it made sense. It was all awful, and I wanted a character that I could love to hate. That's the whole reason I wanted to watch a Cruella film. It's like, yeah, show me the villain. I want to see her be a villain, be bad. Don't try and convince me that, she's justified in killing puppies because Dalmatians are vicious animals that kill your parents.
What about the Devil Wears Prada segment? Did it work for you?
I've seen The Devil Wears Prada, so I knew it's like, well, this is The Devil Wears Prada. And I get it. It makes sense for Cruella, but none of it was interesting to me. The only thing that I thought they did a good job of was production design. I thought those folks that did that, outstanding.
Great
outstanding.
job,
Very
guys.
good.
Great
That
job.
was the best thing I could say about it. But I thought to myself as I was trying to come to a number that, shit, I just recently gave a film a 1 out of 10.
Oh, no!
Because
Cruella!
if I want to get up and leave my chair and walk out, that's kind of a 1 out of 10 barometer for me.
Boy.
And that's what I felt here with Cruella. So I said, well, shit, how can I give a 1 out of 10 so quickly? Like 2 in the same month? That's absurd. So I thought about it a little bit, and I came back to, it does look very good. And the people that worked on the costumes and the production design, they did a fantastic job. Big thumbs up to them. I didn't like the directing. I thought the directing was horrible. I thought the director was completely the wrong choice for this.
But you liked I, Tonya.
I loved I, Tonya. I think the director is very talented and good. I thought he was the absolute wrong choice here. I didn't get any of it. I didn't have any fun. Some people out there like it. Some people just like things because it's from Disney. And that's fine and that's cool. But, I mean, it doesn't fly right here. So for me, this is dead. And this is a 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10 for Cruella.
Gosh.
Cruella's dead.
All right, then. Well, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Cruella is dead for me as well. I think I find a little bit more that I enjoyed, a little bit more to salvage me through this one. The runtime is inexcusable.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, what are you doing with a bloated, excess of 2-hour runtime?
And it's PG-13 film.
You stop it! You don't do that again! Ridiculous.
It's a PG-13 film. Who is this for?
Teenagers is what I thought.
Teenagers?
That's what I thought. I thought teenagers might kind of dig into this. Anyways, Cruella's dead. I'm gonna slate it at a 5 out of 10.
That's far.
He thinks
Far
it's too
too
generous.
generous.
And I'll tell you why. All right, I'm gonna fight for this 5 out of 10 for Cruella. Okay, the acting for Emma Stone and Emma Thompson, Baroness,
I think so. Yeah.
outstanding. I thought the acting for them was great. I thought the two actors who did the petty thieves that were in the little triad with Cruella, I thought they were fantastic as well. I liked some of the comedic sequences when she was just starting as a janitor, as I mentioned before, okay? I thought that the acting was really top-notch and carried a lot of the story for me. Watching the two actresses trying to chew the scenery worked a lot. Ultimately, it was a pointless and hollow exercise, and it was overlong, and I knock it for that, and there's a questionable moral. And this is from Disney. You're Walt Disney. What are you telling me with this moral of your story?
If this is the future of Disney, they're way off. They're way off.
They're
with
not
the
even.
product
They're not even in
and-
the ballpark with this one.
No. And I'll push back again with my 2 out of 10. This had no charm. This was charmless. Those performances.
Emma Stone is very charming.
Not in this.
You didn't think so?
No.
Not even as
I
Estella?
thought
I thought her Cruella impersonation
There was
left a
zero
lot to
charm.
be desired.
Zero
But-
charm. And it goes from like dramatic to like slapstick with her goons and what was the little rat dog that they did in that one sequence.
Yeah, that one
And
went
then
on
she's
for a while.
beating up all the men. That scene where she has like a little staff or something, and like
Yeah,
all,
she's beating
all
him
the
with a
big tough
cane.
men come up to her, and she just dispatches all of them like nothing.
Yeah, that's why to me it's more like an adolescent's fantasy, which
Yeah,
is why I think
there was-
teenagers might find some appeal.
This wasn't charming.
Are
or
you
interesting.
ready for Cruella 2?
We both killed her here, but Disney's bringing her back. They're bringing her back for the sequel.
Greenlit. She's coming back, guys.
Craig Gillespie is slated to direct that one as well.
Woo!
So I'll probably like it just as much.
The audience score is high for this. 7.3.
7.3.
They liked it.
But like I said, anything that you slap with a Disney on it, I mean, this is the ugly truth, right? Anything you slap with a Disney on it, someone's going to love that. Someone's going to give it a 10 out of 10 because that's all. And
There's
that's
a lot of
fine.
that out there.
That's fine because that's all they want when they sit down to watch a film. They want a nice Disney film, and they'll go mark it 10 out of 10 and say, "Oh, it was great. It was Cruella," and they look no further for that. So for those people, that's fine. All the power to you. Enjoy it. You do you. But for me, this is a 2 out of 10.
That's the final word. If you guys have your own thoughts and opinions about Cruella, please do share them with us in the comments down below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you really like this video, give us a subscription because we will be back on the next one.
Like and subscribe.